So here we are again. We have the Sony ViEW system in front of us. And after a little bit of time here, we've decided let's finally open up the machine and what's going on. Now, where was the Sony ViEW system again? I'm trying to remember. Right. Now I remember. Why does this machine exist at all? Well, it simply came out of the need of, surprise, the US military. In the late 1980s, the US military thought of a much more advanced way of delivering training information to the field. Doing so required an electronic information or training system. The standard officially is called EIDS, or the Electronic Information Delivery System. Being a DARPA contracted product, bids were handed in by three major companies of the time. One in the United States was Emerson Electronics, two in Canada was Matrox, and three in Japan was Sony. In the end, however, Sony lost out and so did Emerson. Matrox went on to produce EIDS systems that were approved for use by the US military. The primary goal here was to make a system which could boot a Laserdisc and contained all the training material. No floppy disks or hard disks were required. And this system here holds that ability to boot from a Laserdisc. Emerson, not long after, dropped out of this completely. And, well, Matrox in the end, they really kind of got shafted because the US military, after they basically got paid crazy amounts of money. Okay, in that case, yeah, they were successful, they got paid, but they made all these systems and the military played with it for a bit and they looked at it and they were like, you know what, this is too expensive and this is really not working for us. Let's just go back to the old-fashioned way and discontinued the EIDS program completely. That leaves us with a lot of mysteries, and we're still left here with the Sony ViEW system, which doesn't have a whole lot of information available on the internet. So, what do we have? Well, this box. You Google around for it. At this point here, you've probably found my images on the VC Fed forum and my other video. There's a couple things on Laserdisc Archive, but it's really scant and very barren. And this machine is missing something very important that prevents me from just booting it up and let's see what's on this machine right now, because there is a hard drive inside of it. And that is, if I can find the button, there it is, the configuration diskette. Now, if we remember with the IBM 5170 AT and a few other machines at the time, if you start them up without their battery, they're going to complain about options not set and some peripherals won't work properly and you really can't configure some things. You needed a configuration and utility diskette which would boot up into this program, which would then let you set like little tiny variables like what kind of floppy disks were installed, what types, what type of hard disk was installed, what video options were installed. This goes on into the IBM microchannel days as well with the reference diskette, which is a little bit more auto-configuring at that point. And while I can find disk images for these other systems, the Sony ViEW system, I have been absolutely unsuccessful as of the making of this video at finding an image of that disk. And no, the IBM 5170's configuration diskette will not work in this machine. I have to find that diskette. I don't even have a part number on this thing right now. So, what do we have else? We have documentation. There is a service manual available for the ViEW 3015. That's the unit right there. We can visually identify this is it. Unfortunately, Sony has this very bad habit with almost all of their computer products where there's two model numbers at the very least. On this one here, we can see on the front, it's the 3015. On the back of the machine, however, it is the ViEW 3020. The service manual does mention the 3020 as existing, but doesn't go into details into what's so much different about it. But there are enough inconsistencies in the service manual to tell me there's something very drastically different. As we saw with this machine in our previous quick look over, we have a digital RGB output and a wide 15-pin analog RGB output. The service manual doesn't show the digital RGB at all, and for analog RGB out, we have our basic VGA. So the pinout's not even the same. Fantastic. But it's all the more reason that we should go inside of this machine and figure out how it ticks. Now, I have seen a couple brief photos of what it looks like inside before it was shipped, but I've never really seen inside myself. So let's grab a screwdriver and start pulling it apart. Okay, so, man, this thing is absolutely massive. I'd like to point that out. It almost takes up the entire depth of this table. And for you folks looking directly down from the top camera here, it takes up almost all visible viewing space here. But let's slide it to the middle. So my first goal is I got to get the Laserdisc player off. And there's no split down the side of the unit. So, all right, let's just start taking those screws off. And, okay, I was kind of expecting here, where can I put this? There we go, just over here, I was shot. Okay, so I was kind of expecting here that we were going to find a second panel for the Laserdisc player, but nope, it's definitely missing its side panel to have a custom panel in its place. Okay, but what do we see? Floppy drive. There's the power supply there, obviously. Let's do the other side. Oh! Okay, it just kind of separates like that. And off we go. One more screw. There we go. Whoop. And we have circuit boards. Oh my God. Interesting. Okay. Let's put that over there. I'll grab my screws, and we'll put those somewhere safe. Should have got a bucket for this. There we go. Okay, and I think to separate the Laserdisc player does it... Okay, yeah. Unplug that. Remove that cable, and let's see if we can get the Laserdisc player off, because it's definitely going to be heavy. Ooh! Okay, let's take a moment here and just look at the underside of the Laserdisc player. There's our central common motor here, and, well, the rest of it is definitely a Laserdisc player. But there's no bottom to this. There is, however, there's a metal peg here, a metal peg here, and a metal peg on the front too as well as the regular feet, but I don't think the feet are actually sitting on anything. It just kind of goes in this metal peg. There's two screws, obviously, that are missing from here, which I guess are supposed to secure it all in place, but I guess while the side panels are on, it's not going to go anywhere anyways. All right, let me get this out of the way, onto the floor here. And the inside of the player as a metal shield. Okay. And can I, there we go. Could you do a smiley face here? And, oh, this is torn. What is this? Okay, so it's just it's a shielding layer. So obviously the Laserdisc player can't directly interfere with the cards below it. And off that goes, and we are in. Wow, okay. You can kind of see it in here. Let's zoom in. So you can just kind of see that there is the usual ISA 16-bit expansion bus here. You can't see it because there's a card inserted right now, but you can see that there's a header right there for these boards here. So we're going to start with that. Hard disk controller. Definitely this is MFM because it's got that whole 2-cable thing going on here. What do we even have for a hard disk controller? Let's see. Oh, and I pulled the one oh, okay, never mind. I took the wrong screw off. Okay, WSI 81. Not a Western digital controller. What are you? Let's do a Google search on this one here, actually. Handy dandy CF18 Toughbook. I stand by this thing in terms of its water resistance. It's a great laptop. WSI 8713. That was totally useless. Okay, let's try the Fujitsu one above it. Yeah, this was such an absolutely bad idea. Yay, chip brokers. How useless. I have part. Thanks. No. Okay. All right, let's not do that. So, hard disk controller. MFM. Yay. Ooh, there is one 8-bit slot here. How is this? Oh, man. How are these? This is definitely non-standard, these power connectors. Can I plug that back in? Oh, God. Okay, yep, I can. Problem solved there. Let's put that back. There we go. All right, let's do the analog board here. Wow, this, is there just a fold over on it? Yeah, it's just a clip. Okay. So, pull that out. One screw. And, oh, and there's a stop guard over here. All right. There we go. Good. That's in there good. All right, yeah, these clips are in the way. Can I bend those? Oh, God, they're long. There we go. Oh, it unplugs. Okay, well, I got to plug that back in somewhere then. Huh. Oh. Where do you go? Oh, this is going to be fun. Well, I can just watch back in the video here and see exactly where it goes. And out comes this card here. This is clearly the analog video in and out card. There is a delay line memory module right here. Or not delay line memory, but there is a delay line module there. I'm not really identifying or immediately recognizing any components on here. There's a couple adjustments here that specify hue. Why hue? Interesting. Okay, I'm going to put that over there. And let's move on to the... Where does this cable go? Oh! Okay. So this actually... You know that little area in the front which has those video controls and it selects which one to boot from? I think it goes to that. Yes, it does. So those adjustments go to the here, so that's what the front controls do. Next board. I have yet to see the CPU in this thing. I do, however, see what looks like what used to be where the battery used to sit. Can I? Okay, this is going to be audio, I believe. There we go. And, ooh. Ooh. What on earth are you? Are you audio? Yeah, okay, you're audio. It's got this beautiful white ceramic chip here. And you are an NEC D7220AD. Oh, I think it's just an AD chip. Isn't that? All right, fine. We'll go back to Google and see what it has. Wow. Okay. This is the 7220. This is a programmable graphics controller. Arguably, you would call that one of the first real GPUs. Now, there is the Iris Vision, but that's a 3D accelerator in first generation. This is, interesting. What on earth? Well, right, for the video overlay and title generation. So that's what that chip's got to be on there for. But it's the audio board. So what's going... Oh, okay, I see. It's actually transferring off of this board. Is it go... Ah, okay. I think it plugged in here, and it went over to this board? Okay. Man, everything's just connecting together, doing their own little thing. All right, let's get out of the way here. Okay, so now that I have a little bit more opened up, or have the system a little bit more opened up, I'm going to zoom in. And again, there's our ISA ports, and then there's these proprietary bus ports here that are the interconnecting, I guess some sort of interconnect for these Sony proprietary boards. And you can see here, it doesn't have any dust on it at all, so definitely there was a battery in here. I believe it was 3.6 volts. The previous owner did remove it, but I don't see any battery leakage. So that's a very good sign, really. There's a good high hope that this thing will work fine once I get the configuration diskette. And on to the next board, which I can see from here really doesn't have too much. But I think this is the digital, yes, digital RGB. So what are you doing? That chip's not even soldered on directly. And there's another one of these ICs which are mounted backwards. That's interesting. But what is the... There's two CX K5864s. But, no, there's, okay, I think those are almost ROMs. I want to know what the HD46505SP is, though. Hitachi. HD46. And a quick Google search seems to indicate it's another one of those generic-ish chip. What is this? Yeah, I got no idea. Again, the chip brokers are doing a fantastic job of telling me exactly what it's not. Great. And this is clearly the CPU board coming up. I see Chips Tech. I see it here. I see a text tool. There was a screw that just kind of vanished into the machine. Oh, wait, I see it. Come on out. Come on out. Tweezer time. There you go. Okay. So, what was this board? And there seems to be a memory expansion. I'm betting you there's a memory expansion on here. All right. And here we have, it has to be the CPU board. So, here we go. Zoom in a little bit. This is our expansion RAM that's hiding over here. It's got these captive plastic caps, so I'm not going to take that off. What CPU is this? I love, the 286 was really the only major CPU to do this, but I love how there was this, like, it's like a heat sink, it's like a clamp, it's like a ridiculous chip. And this is a 8 megahertz Intel 286. No, and I bet you that's the coprocessor right there. So, yay. Can I get that snap back in again? There we go. I really should be wearing an anti-static wrist strap for this. I know there's people crying out there that I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. Interesting. Again, Sony's really crammed it on with this one here. There's another one of these chips that are like mounted on the back side of the board. Presumably because whatever the hell's over here, there's no space. Great. And finally, this, I bet you, is the I/O controller. I think was it... Yes, the printer and the serial port are over on this far one here. And I can... Oh, wow. This one has the biggest expansion connector of them all. They're in here good. Ooh, it doesn't... It's not even ISA. Ooh, interesting. Again, backwards mounted chip. But I think we already saw that. Yeah, there's the 8250 UART chip. There's another 8250 over here, which is... Oh, yeah, because there's a serial port on the front, and there's also a serial port on the back. And, yeah, this is just a typical I/O controller. This Intel D8742, I bet you that's the keyboard controller right there. Unless it is... Where was the keyboard? Yeah, keyboard port comes down to this ribbon cable here, and I'm willing to bet it goes into here and into here. So, yeah. Interesting. All right, so that pretty much does it for the ISA boards. Well, except for the hard disk controller. Let's see if we can get down to the hard disk here itself and see what we can do. How do I even get it? Okay, it's clearly in there. You got to take the front off of the machine. Great. So, there's my screwdriver. Let's just take the plastic bezel off. And there's another captive one over here. It's not captive, but it's holding the front captive, that's for sure. We still need to confirm whether or not this is a 720K floppy drive, so we'll do that while we're in here too. Oh, okay, just comes off. Cool. Yeah, there's the hard drive. There's the activity light for the hard drive. Is there... Okay, no. Okay, so they're specifically going to the activity light, but it still has this adorable little LED one right on the front. Comes off... Oh, really? So I'm not sure how the hell this comes out of here, because you see the screw here? Where my finger is? Yeah, there. There's another one behind this card cage, but this card cage is spot welded in. So I'm not sure how the hell you reach that. Unless, am I missing something here? Oh, I am missing something here. There's screws on the front here so I can separate this out. Can I also set this flat? Here, let me take this clip out of here and I can place it flat against the table. There we go. Up like this we go. Now you can see me from the top. Hello. Hi. That comes out there. You know, it just occurred to me, we haven't seen the floppy controller. Is that actually... No, okay, so it actually goes onto the logic board. You can't see it from here, sorry. And off goes the other one. Oh, okay. Okay. All right, now we can lay this flat again. Move these boards a little out of the way. And we can slide out our drives. Okay, floppy drive first. Out you go. Oh, you have a ground connector too. Everything. And you have to be manufactured by Sony. There we go. Sony MP-F73W-51D. Well, the first thing I get here is the MA51 rolling stock, which is not what we're looking for right now. 1.4 MPF520D. Okay, that's not it. Thanks. Okay, this is specifically saying that it is a 1.44 megabyte floppy drive. Okay, that's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Spins good. It's probably quite clean, but I'll have to clean it anyways since I pulled this apart. All right, second drive is the 5 1/4. Unplug. And that just comes out as well. Oh my God, I think I know what that is. I bet you money it's a mini scribe. Okay, and you have Sony printing all over you too. Oh no, Toshiba. I guessed wrong. Yes, this is a Toshiba drive. Oh God. The one thing I hate about having to look up floppy part numbers, more so when they're covering by this bracket here. Okay. Let's see if I can just quickly loosen that to pop it off. Okay, so I'm going to say, because this was 1.44, this is going to be 1.2 meg. ND-08DE-A. No, that... Christ almighty. Whatever happened to a proper model number? Okay, there. 5 1/4 inch Toshiba, 5 blah blah. Yay, again, without me actually like fully going into these data sheets because we don't have the time to do that, it's not telling me anything useful. Great. All right, let's just put that screw back in there and then just say if that's good. And the hard drive is exactly what I thought it was. Oh God, it's got defects on it too. Okay. And this is the hard drive, mini scribe, date of inspected 11th of January, 1988. Oh God. Usually I'm okay with MFM drives, but it's stuff like mini scribe, which scares the crap out of me. And I heard a screw fall some. Oh no! Oh, oh dear! It's part of a PCB, or it's part of a circuit board. Okay, I'm not seeing any actual printing on this, so we might be okay from wherever the hell it came from. Definitely wasn't this, but you. Damn it! I knew your model. It was like 38 something. Yes, here we go. Mini Scribe 3650. I think Red Hill Computer actually has something on that. Yeah, they do. Go take a look for yourself here. redhill.net.au/d-6.php. The Mini Scribe 3650. Was it 3650? Yes, 3650. Nobody ever liked these horrible things. They were slow, noisy, unreliable, and ugly. So why was the Mini Scribe 3650 the world's best-selling drive for year after year? Because at just $500 brand new, their 3650 was very cheap, and it was readily available in quantity. These are horrible drives. These are like double horrible drive. It's not RLL bad, but it's like bad. So I want to be really careful with this. And unfortunately, I need the configuration diskette to back this thing up. Because, well, maybe. What happens if I drop this thing into another machine and configure and set up the parameters there? We don't actually know yet, so I'll have to figure that out. Or I could just continue hunting down that utility diskette. We'll figure. Yeah. Anyways. What am I doing sliding this in here? No, not there. What did I just tell myself and everybody else? And yeah, so you get yourself a power supply. And what is this? NEC D72065C. What are you? Congratulations, it's another integrated circuit. Yay. Okay, so we've pretty much at this point here pulled this machine apart. We now have an idea of what boards are installed in this machine. Or actually, let's Google these back. Well, I'll have to Google these ones back up. But I don't think it's worth making a video to reassemble the machine. But let's just also quickly look at the Laserdisc player. We can actually plug that in and actually see if it does anything, because that's the cool part. So let me just quickly shuffle a couple things around here, and we'll be right back. Bam! Oh, whoops. Okay, editing fail. Anyways, so here we are. This is the LDP 2000. This is the premium industrial model Laserdisc player that sat on top of the ViEW system here. We don't have the side panels, so it's a little bit hokey, but we're going to try and plug it in and see if it works. But let's see if we can also see the Laserdisc as it plays, if we can take the top off of it here. I mean, we are doing a teardown, aren't we? Oh, cool. It's captive screws. Is this just... Okay, no it isn't. Yeah, those are captive screws, all right. Wow. Look at all that logic. Okay, so I'm seeing, I guess, diagnostic LEDs here. There's a ROM over here. There's a ton of... What is going on in here? Oh, there's an interlock here, too. I bet you money that because of this interlock here, I won't be able to spin the player up. So, well, let's try it. Okay, we clearly can't see the... maybe? Can I unclip this and pivot it? Okay, it's not like the Betamax units in that, where you can just kind of pivot the boards up. Nope. Nope, not gonna work for me here. All right, fine. Well, let's see if the Laserdisc player works anyways. Plug it in. And the thing is now live. It is dangerous. I don't want to get my hands too close to this thing because, yeah, electricity. Hit the power button. Dead. Totally dead. Oh, wait a minute. Did I plug in the power bar? Okay, so the interlock's not doing this. Okay, give me a couple of minutes here. I gotta figure this one out. Okay, I figured this out. It was a bit of a strange error here, or a fault that happened. It wasn't related to me not wearing an anti-static strap or something like that. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Right now I have plugged into the accessory 120 volt outlet port, one of these testers here, which just kind of tests the wiring if it's reversed or if there's an open line or something like that. They're really handy. There's a number of different brands that make these, but they're fantastic when you can find them. And if you can see it right now, I'm just gonna put my hand on here, only this top lamp is lit. That indicates that the neutral line on this has gone open. That's because this wasn't completely plugged in. So if I fully plug it in, you can see it kind of went on, then it went out. There we go. Okay, so now it's on, now it works. So if I very carefully rotate this around, and let's hit the power button, there's that nice reassuring click as it unlocks itself. This is an industrial grade unit. I love them. They're amazing. So if I hit the eject, this is amazing. So there's no belts in this unit here. Wait, sorry, I lied. There's a belt right here that you can't see. But it's got a metal rack and pinion here for the Laserdisc tray. After 30 years, the belts are still holding up absolutely fantastic. But does it play a disc? Let me grab something just kind of scratchy and throw away, just to see if it reads it. All right, here. So I'll drop that in there, hit the close button. Does it spin up? Looks good. And there's a position sensor on this, isn't there? Yes, so if I fast forward, yes, look at that. It is actually indicating that we are advancing through the disc. Also, the remote sensor indication seems to also work with this as well. And yeah, stereo works. CX. The index button doesn't seem to do anything. It's a Laserdisc player. What do you know? It works. But there we go. Okay, so cool. We kind of know that the machine post. You're just going to have to trust me on that. We can confirm right now the Laserdisc player is behaving. Fantastic. So we have a great specimen. Give me a second here. I'm going to throw it back together here, and let's finish out this video. Blammo. And there we have it. The machine is all back together again. And there we have it. That ends this video here where we pulled apart the ViEW system, the ViEW 3015, and we tried to better figure out exactly what kind of hardware was clicking around inside of it. So we know it has a rather standard floppy drive and a rather standard hard drive. In fact, we have two rather standard floppy drives. But everything else about this machine is a little bit more magical. We have a 286 on that strange Sony proprietary board. We have this video overlay board. We have digital video. There's a lot of things that need to be researched about this. And definitely the quality of this video here isn't as good as it's going to get. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go onto the VC Fed thread I have, and I'm going to put a whole bunch of photographs of the inside of this machine and the boards that we went over here today. Maybe you can get a little bit more understanding on what's going on inside here, and at any given time, I'm more than willing to contribute something just so we know exactly what the hell the ViEW system is, because there's really nothing else out there. And we can demystify it along the way. But at the very least, if the computer itself I never get a configuration utility for, well, it's a fantastic specimen, and I got a hell of a nice Laserdisc player sitting on top. But until next time, have a good one.